Alright, No Filter MMA family, this is your boy BJ back with another video short. Guys, I done caught some kind of virus. I'm sick. I got tissue stuffed up my nose. But I gotta make this video because my heart hurts to make this video. It hurts my heart to make this video. It truly and honestly hurts my heart to make this video. The things that Chris Cyborg said on Ariel Helwani, the things that Chris Cyborg said after the, during her post-fight interview, her post-fight press conference, was some of the most heartbreaking stuff that you can hear, And I believe Chris Cyborg 1,000%. I believe Chris Cyborg because I know what it feels like. You know what I'm saying? I know what it feels like for somebody for people to say stuff about you. You know what I'm saying? And don't want to fess up to it. People say stuff about you. They say little comments that they think are just going to float into nothingness. People remember that stuff. People remember that stuff. And that you never know. That's why I always say stuff to people, guys. That's why I always preach this. Go back and watch some of my old videos, guys. I always say, be careful what you let come out of your mouth. Be careful what you let come out of your mouth. Words are very poisonous. Like this is really, guys, I'm just a fan of this, but this has really bothered me, the things that Chris Cyborg has said. And to see Chris Cyborg getting emotional on Ariel Helwani, it almost made me damn near emotional. Because it's sad that Chris Cyborg, being who she is, being such a loving person, such a philanthropic person, however you say it, she's always giving back. You know what I'm saying? Chris Cyborg is such she's an animal in the cage. That's it. But outside the cage, man, I'm pretty sure Chris Cyborg, she comes off as being one of the sweetest people in the world. And for Dana White to do this to Chris Cyborg, it's absolutely terrible that Dana White would make the narrative, for one, that Chris Cyborg don't want to fight Amanda Nunes. I never believed it. I mean, I was kind of on the fence about it, when I first heard about it. But then after hearing Chris Cyborg talk and hearing what Chris was saying about, he's damaging my brand. And that's what he's doing, man. But as far as the brand, and Chris Cyborg has worked really, really, really hard to rebuild her brand and to build her brand, period. Chris Cyborg has worked extremely hard to do that. She's worked really hard. Sorry, I got tissue in my nose. She's worked really hard to build her brand. And she's got a daughter now. She adopted her niece. She has a daughter that's going through things in school because people are saying the jokes that Joe Rogan and Dana White said about Chris Cyborg are haunting her daughter to this day. You know how that do you guys really know how that must make Chris Cyborg feel? You don't say. I mean, do you know? See, because some of you people have never been the nail. You guys have always been the hammer. So some of you don't know what it's like. Some of you don't know what it's like to ever be the nail. You know what I'm saying? So I know how Chris Cyborg feels. I've been the nail before. You know what I'm saying? I've been the nail. And it's not a good feeling, guys. It's really not a good feeling. And now that her daughter has to have problems at school because of something that Dana White and Joe Rogan said. And then she said Joe Rogan tried to apologize to her in private. Chris Cyborg don't want none of that. She want a public apology from both of y'all. She wants a public apology from both of y'all. But another thing, that bothers me, man. This bothers me to my core, man. It bothers me to my core. It's just that how nice of a person Chris Cyborg is, how sweet of a woman that Chris Cyborg is, and the fact that this still, because she was getting emotional, the fact that this is bothering her, and I hate that Chris Cyborg would let, guys, And you know these dumbass people out here in the world, you know, these dumbass fucking, see, this is the shit that pisses me off. These dumbass social media people, they took that shit and they ran with it. They ran with that Chris Cyborg looks like Vanderlei Silva in a dress. They ran with that Chris Cyborg, you know what I'm saying, has a dick. You know what I'm saying? They ran with that shit. That's damaging. That's damaging shit to say about somebody, y'all. And some people don't realize the effects, the residual effects that their words can have on people after the fact of what you said. It was like shockwaves. Chris Cyborg is still dealing with that to this day. And they said these comments way back in the Ronda Rousey days. You know what I'm saying? And Chris Cyborg is still dealing with this to today. Then he going around, you know what I'm saying? Then they told her to take the, you know, Cyborg has made it clear, yo, I want to fight Amanda Nunes again. Why are you saying that I don't want to fight? Guys, just go listen to the emotion that Chris Cyborg is exuding in this interview. Like, this is the most emotional I think I've ever seen Chris Cyborg. She had the shirt on, guys, that said Nunes Cyborg January 2020. And the UFC, you know, the UFC made her take that shirt off because it went again. That shirt proved Dana White to be a lie. And to be a bully. He's a bully. Dana White is a fucking bully. Like Chris Cyborg said, who is his boss? Who is his boss? You know? How does his boss allow him to treat people like this and to damage somebody's brand, guys? This right here should really let you know how Dana White is. And shout out to Coach Shelton Harrison. Coach been saying this for a long time. He been saying this for a long, and I didn't catch on, but this right here is like, boom, right in my face. Right in my face. You know, and my feelings are hurt for Chris Cyborg. My feelings are hurt for Chris Cyborg. It's not too many things that can happen to other people that I feel, you know, I feel some type of way about, but this topic right here, I feel sorry for Chris Cyborg. Like, I kind of want to apologize to Chris Cyborg. And I haven't even done anything to Chris Cyborg. But, you know, this makes me want to go walk up to Cyborg and give Cyborg a huge hug. Because it's fucked up, man. It's so fucked up how they do people. But this right here lets me know how Dana White really is. It lets me know how Dana White really is. He's a good old boy. He's a good old boy. That's what he is. He's a good, you know, them good old boys can say whatever they want to say. But I'll tell you what, if I got anything that I want to say to Chris Cyborg, all I want to tell Chris is Scott Coker has a check with your name on it, Chris Cyborg. Go get that check from Scott Coker. Go get that check from Scott Coker, Chris Cyborg. Go get it. This is your boy BJ back from No Filter MMA. Drop those comments in the comment section. And if you motherfuckers, I can see who hit the dislike button. If you hit the dislike button, I swear to God, I will block you from my channel. Hit that like button. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. And I'm out.